When we talk about restraining orders, it's essential to understand the legal obligations and who is bound by them. A restraining order is issued to protect an individual by legally preventing another person, called the defendant, from contacting or coming near them. The individual who seeks this protection and obtains the restraining order is known as the plaintiff. Now, under Massachusetts law, the restraining order places restrictions only on the defendant. This means that legally, it's the defendant who can violate the order. The plaintiff, on the other hand, is not under any legal obligation to avoid the defendant due to the restraining order. The legal restrictions are directed at controlling the defendant's actions, not the plaintiff's. It's important to address a common misconception here. While the plaintiff cannot technically violate the restraining order, since the order does not restrict the plaintiff's actions, their behavior can still impact the ongoing validity and enforcement of the order. For instance, if the plaintiff initiates contact with the defendant, it could be used by the defendant in court to argue that the threat or fear that warranted the restraining order no longer exists. This can potentially lead the court to dissolving the order if it appears that the plaintiff no longer requires protection. In cases where there are mutual restraining orders, meaning both parties have been ordered to stay away from each other, the situation is different. Here, both the plaintiff and the defendant are restricted, and each can violate the order if they do not adhere to the terms set by the court.